Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
Welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. For a radio audience tuning in at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all can be with us. Also, joining us online worldwide via our podcast at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music. We're glad you all could be with us as well. We're excited to welcome author Moira Buffini to our broadcast today. She's celebrating her newest bestseller. It's called SONGLIGHT. We're going to talk to Moira not only about her love of storytelling, but what it's been like for her to see the early response to the book, what inspired it, and what she hopes you're able to remember about the character she's created. Moira, thank you again for spending some time with us. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure. Nice to be here.
Hey, the pleasure's definitely all ours. As we're having this conversation, Moira, your book is on the Amazon Hot New Releases, so congratulations on that, currently at number 12. I want to talk to you about the early response to the Torch series. What has it been like for you to see the way that people are responding to SONGLIGHT?
It's kind of amazing. You live with a book for so long. Publishing is a slow business. You know, you write it and then it takes such a long time to get onto the shelves. And it's immensely exciting. I've been wandering around London. I'm in London at the moment. Been wandering around going into bookshops, and it's such a thrill to see it on the shelves. And then tapping into the social media to sort of see what people are saying about it. And I don't know, it's like something that's been this kind of private secret for such a long time is kind of finally out there. It's a lovely feeling.
Look, you mentioned about the slow process. This is something I'm sure your previous life has kind of prepared you for this as a playwright and screenwriter. It's one thing for you to be able to bring to life things visually. What was it like for you to use the page and words to be able to tell this story?
I think my visual imagination really helped. I mean, that's a well-developed muscle from so many years writing for the screen. So I think all that really helped, and obviously it taught me a lot about how to plot something really tightly and really well and how to write action. So all of that came very, very naturally, and also like writing dialogue comes really, really naturally. What I found really different about it was how expansive a novel is, that no one is telling you to cut, they're just telling you to write more, which is amazing. And also, it's very different in terms of your audience. Like I'm used to writing for what feels like a big audience, whether it's in the theatre or the cinema or on TV. Writing a novel felt like I was writing for just one person. It felt really intimate, and that was lovely. That was such a lovely discovery, how intimate the story is when it's a book, when it feels like one-to-one.
Yeah. And I think for those who are just finding out about SONGLIGHT, the first book in this new trilogy for you, Moira, one of the things that comes through, of course, is identity. Talk to us about Elsa. How did Elsa come to you?
Elsa, the SONGLIGHT is basically what SONGLIGHT is a sort of telepathic ability that my character Elsa has, and in her society, the story set thousands of years in the future in a sort of dystopian society, and SONGLIGHT is kind of persecuted. People are very afraid of it because it's a kind of subversive ability. If you've got SONGLIGHT, no one can really, you're kind of, no one can really tie you down. You've got a sort of telepathic ability, and you can be contacting other people with SONGLIGHT. You're not as easy to control if you've got SONGLIGHT. So it's very persecuted. Elsa keeps it secret. It's kind of like a burden she carries, but at the same time, it's her creativity. It's her spirit, if you like. And she makes friends with a girl in the city far away who's also got SONGLIGHT. And together they try and keep each other safe. They try and keep each other alive. Where she came from, I think having a book about such strong female friendship, it's remembering my younger self and thinking how much those female friendships meant to me Elsie's got romance in her life as well, but the female friendship is really the spine of the story, and it was really wanting to explore that drew me to this tale, I think.
Love that. I love the fact, too, as you were just talking then, Moira, I'm sure that there will be those, as they're kind of reading Songlight, will think about our own power, our own gift. For you, a lot of that is storytelling. What has that been like for you to embrace that gift for yourself, Moira, and even when at a time when it may not have seemed like other people recognized it?
Oh, it's. I think I've always been a compulsive storyteller, a compulsive writer, and at times it did feel a bit like a burden. Actually, it felt like, why am I sitting in my room on this lovely, bright, sunny day, tied into this story when I could be out in the world, having fun? I felt at times, I think whatever your skin in life is, it can feel like a bit of a burden. Like you have to put in your 10,000 hours before you get any good at it as well. It's like learning to play a violin. It's and then there's the failure that comes alongside every step forward. You seem to kind of, you take a step back, something just doesn't land how you think it's going to land. But eventually you kind of get there. And I think people who stick at it are the people who are kind of driven to stick at it. And for some reason, I don't know what it is in me, but I'm as tenacious as a little terrier. I just have always stuck at it, and I've loved the career that I've had. It's been really rich and diverse, and I've done some amazing things.
That also kind of ties in with Elsa, right? And having that belief in herself, right, and the belief in what is possible. Did you go into this more knowing that it was going to be a trilogy? Did you know that this was going to be more than one book initially, or did the story just kind of evolve for you?
The story evolved, most definitely. I kind of started writing thinking, is this even a thing? Such a strange idea, such a strange little story. And I did just it was very experimental at first. And then by the time I'd sort of written, I guess about halfway into the first book, I thought, this is more than one book. This is definitely more than one book. And now I've finished the second book. I've just finished writing the second book. It won't be out for another year, but I've just finished the writing of it. And I'm thinking, can I really tie this all up in just one more book? It kind of is a world that just keeps on expanding as I go. It's evolving. It's evolving and growing bigger all the time, which is very, very exciting.
Yeah, I love that. And I think it's great for our audience as well. Again, everyone, we're speaking with author and playwright Moira Buffini. We're talking to her about her new book, already an Amazon bestseller, Songlight. You mentioned, of course, going in and being able to see your book on the shelf. Talk to us about that with the international impact here, because, again, telling stories is not new to you, Moira, but what is it like for you now to know that people literally around the world are able to enjoy this story that you've created?
It's really humbling, actually. It's incredibly exciting, and I find it profoundly moving. I got sent the American book. I think it looks so beautiful. I think the cover art is incredible, and I held it in my hands, and I pretty much was crying. I found it immensely moving. And that is the amazing thing, is that people far away in places I have never been, that thought that they might be reading my book and sharing this story is really amazing.
And now it's something all of our audience can be able to enjoy. As I mentioned, it's available through our friends at Amazon.com or through your favorite local bookstore if they don't have it. I know they'd be more than happy to order it for you. Maura, how can our audience stay connected with you?
Stay connected with me? Oh, yes. Through HarperCollins and through Faber in the UK. But through HarperCollins. I, weirdly, am not on any socials. I think if I was, I'd never get anything written. So I tend to stay off the socials and try and keep writing stories. So I think if you want to get hold of me, then HarperCollins is your best bet.
All right.
But just to say a little more about the book, that it is,
yeah, sure,
it's a wonderful adventure and I really hope that your listeners search it out and enjoy it. It's just it's a great adventure. It keeps me awake at night worrying about what will happen next. So I hope it has that same effect on the readers.
Of course. And look, I could talk to you just about not being on social, Moira, because I'm sure that in itself, a lot of people will wonder, how in the world are you able to do that? to do that. I think that, that's really another superpower of yours to be able to have.
It's really easy. I think I consider it a freedom. And wow. I have lots of great phone calls with people, and I see them in person.
Right. There you go. There you go. There are benefits for sure. Moira, congratulations to you again. So glad we had a chance to talk, and looking forward to our next chat together.
Yeah, likewise. Thank you very much for having me on the show.
Hey, glad to do it. And we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.